No, but the Loonie Throw is fucking awesome. I absolutely hate that people think that that's degrading and that they refuse to tip in general because of it. Because I have so many women who will walk up to my stage and say, I don't want to throw this. And they'll take a handful of loonies and they'll just place it on the stage.
You have a full front row. And like, I mean, in a perfect world, people throw a roll of loonies each. That's like an easy $300 show. If like, probably more. So,
exactly. And we
don't mind the loony game.
We've worked at other clubs in other provinces, like many other provinces. Don't tell us that it's less degrading somewhere else. Like, don't try and school us on something we do. We've worked in BC and we've worked in Manitoba where they don't throw any loonies. And guess what? We made dramatically less. Like, dramatically less.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one show you can walk away with $200, $300, and that kind of show you can have a big stack of fives, but it's $55.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It looks like more, but it's really not. It's Kruella.
And Kennedy.
And this is a Peelerz podcast.
We're degenerates with daddy issues.
Welcome back to the Peelerz podcast. Aren't you guys excited?
Your favorite hose.
Your favorite hose. Oh my, that was my dog's head hitting the table that you just heard. We have a very special guest. We also have, the normal people, Kruella Kraken here and Kennedy Rose. Follow us on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Shut up about the hose. Look at this dog. Look at it. This is Buckley. Say hi. That tiny little breath is hers. She's quiet. She's apparently barely breathing. She's dead inside like her mother. She was born on Christmas. I've had her since she was born. She's my latest rescue's baby. And she's beautiful. Look at her. Now,
just look at that face.
Yeah, the only people that are going to enjoy this on our channel are the women. So say hi to the 3 female viewers that are probably our friends. Look at the camera.
Mom, you're embarrassing
Look at
me.
the camera. Say hi to them and like everybody else who's grabbing their dick and waiting for us to talk about our nips and buttholes. We will start on that in a second. Can you be fucking patient? Look at this dog.
Just look at it.
Look at it.
Just look at it.
Into the mic. Just go and make a noise.
Like,
She's so
no.
quiet. But you know what she would say if she could talk? Fuck you, Tony. But Tony, actually, that whole name, like, I'm really not that into him whatsoever. He's just the last guy who burned me, so I will be mentioning that until another guy has burned me. And
It's just become an inside joke now.
And
Like when you stub your toe, you're like, fucking Tony.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think it's going to be moving on to a different name soon. And I'm excited to say it because it's way more of an angry name.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you know the name too.
I think so.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. Gaslighting dick. We'll talk about gaslighting in a second though.
Yeah.
Okay, so last night. Oh, the puppy. 1 sec. Last night I got kind of burned. My feelings got hurt in not a good way, like in the wallet way, where your wallet kind of cries a little bit and then it hurts you a little bit emotionally. You know, that regular that we have from Calgary, the one that would like buy us out and was kind of a sugar daddy for some time, scum of the earth.
Oh, just the worst.
Yeah, the one that looks like a thumb. He has come in last night, and usually every time he comes in, he texts me to make sure that I know that he's coming in. He also will check the lineup to make sure I'm not there because he thinks that I'm weirdly competitive. He thinks that I like cannot have another girl in the buyout and stuff like that, so I have to like force him to buy another girl out. So usually he like will tell me if he's coming in so that he knows he can buy out other girls and stuff like that. He comes in without telling me. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's buying out all these blonde girls with no tattoos, and I'm like, ow. Yeah, and then burped on him. he didn't buy me a fucking drink. I was like, oh, rude.
Ew.
Yeah, ew, what the fuck?
I
Like,
know.
Ew,
He abandoned me too.
I know. Have you ever had like any other regulars abandon you and right in your fucking face?
When I like yelled at you and our friend, actually mostly our friend, that guy, he like, well, I guess the last night that I saw him, he's like cried to me for 2 hours, like full on tears. I can't remember about what. And then I never saw him again, so he kind of abandoned me. But
yeah. He would text Catelyn here and there as well and be like, oh, I'm coming in, but then my grandma died, and then my grandpa died, and then my uncle died. And then we're like, okay, every day this week someone's died. I'm like, you can just say that you're not coming in.
you can just say no.
Yeah, you can say no. Yeah, guys, like seriously, you can say no. You haven't made any promises to us. You don't want to fucking dance, say no. Goddamn. It'd save us so much time and so much convincing and all that fucking stupid shit.
Fucking microphone.
Huh?
I keep hitting the microphone with my hat.
Aren't you just like giving head with a hat?
Yeah.
ah.
That hurt my ears.
Yeah, I was like scream burping before you got here. I was like doing my makeup. Like every time that I burped, I was like, "Why am I single?" I'm like shrieking. I don't know why. Couldn't be because I do ugly things and ugly stuff and have no ambitions. Oh, this dumb dog is all fucking tied up. One sec.
Yeah, I didn't work last night. My friend got cheated on, so I made her a nice steak dinner. And
oh fuck yeah, it's a Sunday anyway.
We dyed my hair, ratchet salon.
That makes the week way better than ending a week on a Sunday at a strip club. Trust me. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm saying trust me to you. I'm saying trust me to them. No stripper wants to be there on Sunday. If you're at the strip club on a Sunday, tip your fucking dancers.
It's the day of the Lord.
Yeah, any day that ends in Y, tip your dancers. But on Sundays specifically, like. There's like 4 people in the club. Tip your dancers. Jesus.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. There's a special someone who she tattooed Hack herself, and she also designed one of the shirts that says, I believe it says "Get Cash, Eat Ass." Is that what it says? Yeah, it's a pretty funny design. She's awesome. She's tattooed my face. She's tattooed under your ass. But we're gonna don't eat my makeup, fucking bitch. That is how I talk to my children. Call social services. I don't care if it's a dog. But she's coming back. She just moved somewhere in BC with her amazing man. She has an awesome Instagram. Make sure to follow her. It's Insta Ammo. But she'll be tattooing us, and we're gonna try and podcast while she's tattooing us. So that should be fucking hella fun.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you getting done?
My hand.
Hell yeah. You're gonna be that hardcore bitch now?
Apparently it hurts.
Yeah, I could do like 2 hours on my hand, but it fucking swells up, it balloons up, you go for a smoke, like your hand's all heavy.
Well, good thing I write with my left hand and I'm getting my right hand.
Wow. I agree. Because what she's tattooing on me is kind of, it's not personal, it's in a personal space. She's tattooing every bare spot I have on my chest, and she's also tattooing my double chin. I won't be able to talk. So we will be doing the podcast probably during when she's getting her hand done. So I'll just be nice and swollen, and she'll be getting swollen.
I'll just be like this the whole time.
Well, you'll have so much adrenaline going through your blood too. Like
I'll be so high.
You'll be talking out your ass. It'll be awesome. I find I'm always funny when I get tattooed. Delusional.
The edibles.
Oh my god, yeah. Wait, I have to.
What are you doing?
I need to put the list of stuff to take to Calgary. I'm heading to Calgary tomorrow. If anyone fucking cares to see my stupid regular who doesn't even like me anymore.
I can't even believe he did that. Like, what a fucking loser.
But the weird thing about this dude is I can bring him into our next subject. Weird photo shoots. The thing about this dude is he wanted to take us shopping, and we're like, we can't. We have to do a photo shoot. And he's like, can I come watch? And we're like, what kind of fucking weird guy, like, who's like 60 and bald and short and obviously not with us, would come to watch our photo shoot? Like, the photographer would be like, what the hell?
Our faces the whole time would just be like,
like, that's the sound that goes through my head too. Oh wow,
she looks like there's an old pervert watching her.
That's exactly what he is. Like, and the way he talks to us too, he'd probably fucking masturbate while doing the photo shoot.
He's so gross.
He's so gross. He's like up to my shoulders and he's bright red all the time. Why is he always bright red? Like, every time I see him, that's what I ask the girls. I'm like, look at that guy.
Because he's holding in so much bullshit.
Yeah, I guess.
Explode.
If he's a lawyer, that's for sure. But that brings us into our next subject. Okay. I just watched Team America. The Dirkaders really got me.
Muhammad Jihad.
So weird photo shoots. Have you had experiences with weird photo shoots, whether it's what they booked and what they wanted, or the photographer, or even the messaging you on Instagram? Has anyone gotten weird about photo shoots?
If you have stories, you go first, because I have to think about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have this one story. It was right after I started this business called Dirty Business. It's in Saskatchewan. It's actually kind of all over Canada. It's a lingerie cleaning business. It's small, there's not many models to choose from, but it's something. We had started, and I was handing out cards at the bar that I was go-go dancing at for this company, and this guy's like, well, instead of doing maid work, could you do a photo shoot? And I'm like, well, definitely, like, we're all promo models, we could do a photo shoot. He's like, but I want you specifically. I'm like, okay. He's like, but I want something weird, can you make it happen? I was like, what do you mean make it happen? He's like, I want you to have a matching outfit with my cat. So
what?
I'm thinking, like, okay, he wants, like, a sexy, like, shoot of me sitting in his house holding his cat, and his cat's holding a sweater or something like that. But instead it was a big floral apron with, like, the cat had pants on, I'm not even joking. Like, puffy pants, and he wanted the exact same outfit for me. And I'm like, okay, like, either you would have to supply the outfit, or I'd have to find a tailor to make it, and then you'd have to reimburse me and all this shit. He's like, okay, sure. He's like, but this is the premise of the shoot, and if it's too weird, you can say no to it. It wasn't a weird thing. Like, it was weird, but it wasn't like shoving the cat in my ass or anything weird.
Oh, thank goodness.
He had wanted me to, and he talks about his cat like a human too. The cat's name was Dylan, and the cat was a girl. I don't know why. This guy was so weird. And he was like a normal 18-year-old, like average looking, like,
he was 18?
He was 18 and he was kind of attractive, and I was just kind of
like 60.
I thought he was fucking with me too until he started bringing out the pictures. So he has in a folder pictures of the cat's outfits and the cat wearing it. And he's showing me this cat, and it's wearing the apron and everything, and showing me the fabric. I was like, okay, send that to me. If you want to do this photo shoot, let's get serious about it. And sorry, dog is caught. So he's showing me pictures of this cat. It's a hairless cat going through, and then randomly there's this other cat. And he like scrolls past as fast as possible. I was like, oh, who's that? Like, do you want that in the photo shoot too? He's like, that's Bob. No one likes Bob. I'm like, what's wrong with Bob? And he's like, she has an attitude. I was like, your cats probably have a fucking attitude because they're named Bob and Dylan.
How many? Oh, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh. How many fucking cats does this guy have?
He had 2, and only the one gets outfits though, because she's special. But he's like, okay, here's the premise of the photo shoot, and you can say no to it. So I'm expecting something gross, something wrong. He's like, I want you to be scrubbing the stove while the cat sits on the stove and looks at you disapprovingly. So I'm like, you're going to tell the cat to look at you disapprovingly, or are we just going to wait until that moment happens? He's like, no, she knows how to. I'm like, okay.
I feel like that's all cats do is look at you disapprovingly.
Exactly. And he did follow up. He followed up. He was trying to set up a date and everything like that. And then before I know it, I had to move to Edmonton like ASAP. We had 2 weeks to move all of our stuff. So I had to go and do it. I didn't get the chance to do this amazing photo shoot. I tried to hand it off to someone else, but he specifically wanted me. But that's my weird photo shoot story. It's not even sexual. It's just this fucking cat in an apron.
Yeah, I've never had anything that weird happen to me. That's fucking hilarious. How come you never told me this before?
I don't know, because I never bring it up. Because to me, like, when I think of, like, bad stories, I think of the things that give me the heebie-jeebies. And that didn't give me the heebie-jeebies.
I've never had anything, I guess, really weird happen. But I just remember one time, like, this guy, like, I got paid for this photo shoot. This guy wanted pictures of me on his bike. And the photographer that took the pictures, like, I had just gotten...
I know this one, too.
I had just gotten back from Mexico, and I was skinny as fuck. Like, I was working a go-go job at a nightclub, so I was dancing, like, 6 nights a week, like, 4 hours a night, like, going. I fucking barely ate, because I was broke and whatever, and I was skinny, like, fucking skinny, and... just the angles that, like, I showed you the pictures.
Oh no, and he reposts them all the time, and it's like, why would you even show that picture?
I look pregnant and like bright red, and they're just, oh my god. So like that pissed me off a lot. Like, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, those pictures are like awful. I mean, like, the worst angle possible. Her legs look crazy short, and you got great legs and great ass.
Yeah.
And like, they look like they're minuscule, and you're in these big 8-inch heels.
And I look wide and like just not good. I don't know how this guy even paid the photographer for these pictures, because
someone paid him.
I got paid and the photographer got paid. Like,
oh my god.
I would have. I don't know. Poor guy. And poor me having to have that posted.
Yeah, there's so many good photographers out here that when you start working with shit ones, you're like, no, why the fuck do people pay you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a photo shoot in Calgary booked with Serena Rain, and he was also messaging her, so we just decided to make one group chat.
Yeah.
And once we set the date and where it was, and he sent us the address, then he sent us 3 selfies, and he's like, oh, I'm French, but it's okay. He was trying to convince us how it's okay to be French and whatnot, and we're like, why is he convincing us this? And then it sounded like he was almost trying to like be like, it's okay for you to be attracted to me almost. And we're like, okay, we're not gonna come to this photo shoot now, because this got really fucking weird really quick.
Don't be a fucking creep.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy, but then people they just can't do it. Speaking of don't be a creep, like, Jesus Christ, we posted, hey, ask us some questions and don't be creepy and don't ask us if we're single. First 3 messages. Ooh, butt stuff. Ooh, are you single? Ooh, what does it take to date you?
What's your turn-ons? What are your I mean, if you're using this podcast to, like, try to get a boner and, like, jerk off, it's not gonna happen. Trust me.
I mean, in the summer, we're probably gonna do a few bikini ones where we're talking bikinis, but we're still gonna be burping and farting, and that's your fault for watching. This is our podcast.
This is our podcast.
You get nothing.
All right.
Hack, do you remember if we talked about Loonie Throwing last time?
I feel like we didn't. I feel like we did off the air.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about this last time, but we never got into it because we ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming most of you are from Alberta and follow Vice. We're going to debunk the Vice article about how it's disrespectful and it's sad to throw loonies at strippers.
I think the act of throwing anything at someone will come across disrespectful. That's where people get it from, let alone money and let alone in such a small amount. I think that's where the root of it comes from. But you are tipping someone for the act that they're doing, and that's how, society has established that's how we're going to do it. So if you're going to throw money to tip someone, at least tip them instead of doing nothing.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it. Like, it seems degrading because our money is heavy and rock-like. So throwing it seems disrespectful, but god damn it, man, we gotta pay for our lunch somehow. Like,
I mean, and when you think about it, like, we set targets that you aim for, and they're not on our fucking foreheads.
And it is like carnival games, and guys get into it, and it's not degrading if you don't make it degrading.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but, like, I would rather someone throw a roll of 25 loonies at me than a $5 bill, because I don't even touch those loonies. Those loonies go into fucking jars all over my house, and I save them for a rainy day, and, like, they add up really fast, and
Buckley has nothing to say. I do make it rain. Like, hey, there's a difference. I'll make sure everyone knows there's a difference between making it rain and making it hail. Hailing is loonies, making it rain is bills. So there's lots of times I will go home and make it rain on my dogs. Have you ever done that with Harold?
Yes.
And they, like, you throw the money and they're like, oh god, and, like, so scared.
Yeah.
Hey, no, Buckley, that's not to eat. Oh, they're so cute. Look at the camera.
But yeah, so I mean, as long as you're not whipping them at us hard, like, we can tell when you're throwing them intentionally to play the game or intentionally being a fucking dick. And if you're intentionally being a dick, you're getting kicked out of the fucking club, because obviously we don't want to be disrespected, but it's not disrespectful to play the game. You don't sit in front row and say, I don't believe in throwing coins at girls, so I'm not going to tip you. Then get the fuck off of our front row. Tip your fucking dancers. We don't have dollar bills here like they do in the States. It's essentially the same thing. It's the same amount of money. Well, it's not the same amount of money because the conversion or whatever, but you know what I mean.
It's the same thing.
It's just how it works. And if you don't believe in throwing coins, then throw a bill down.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the fucking bank before and get ones, but there's no excuse to go to somewhere where there's entertainment and expect it for free in any way, shape, or form. You don't go to concerts wanting free shit. You don't go to anywhere expecting free shit. There's fucking bars that don't even have a band or a DJ playing, and they still want entry. So fucking tip your dancers. God damn, like, most of us do some impressive, crazy shit, and, like, even dropping into the splits twice a day, just dropping into the splits twice a day can do so much damage to your body. Tip your fucking dancers. You're there to see them do that, and you're gonna bitch if they're not doing that. You're gonna bitch and moan that girl didn't do as much as the last girl, but you're sitting there and you're not fucking tipping them.
Oh, and speaking of that, don't ever try to compliment a dancer by comparing her to the other girls.
That's not a compliment. You're the hottest girl compared to them, or you're the best dancer on stage.
Oh, you're better than her. You're hotter than her. Like, shut up.
Yeah, it's not a compliment.
It doesn't make you sound appealing at all. Exactly. You're stupid. Go home.
Like, compare your mother like that? No.
All right.
No, but the Loonie Throw is fucking awesome. I absolutely hate that people think that that's degrading and that they refuse to tip in general because of it. Because I have so many women who will walk up to my stage and say, I don't want to throw this. And they'll take a handful of loonies and they'll just place it on the stage.
You have a full front row. And, like, I mean, in a perfect world, people throw a roll of loonies each. That's like an easy $300 show. If, like, probably more. So,
exactly. And we
don't mind the Loonie game.
We've worked at other clubs in other provinces, like many other provinces. Don't tell us that it's less degrading somewhere else. Like, don't try and school us on something we do. We've worked in BC and we've worked in Manitoba where they don't throw any loonies. And guess what? We made dramatically less. Like, dramatically less.
Yeah.
yeah, in one show you can walk away with $200, $300, and that kind of show you can have a big stack of fives, but it's $55.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looks like more, but it's really not. So shut up. We know what's best.
Shut up.
Give us your money. Oh, Ammo just texted me.
All right.
Hi, Ammo. I hope you're watching this podcast. I'm texting you right now about stuff. Alright, I miss you.
We're not live, darling.
I know, but I miss her so much.
I do too. I'm excited to see her.
Yeah. All right. Next subject. So we have these women that come into the club, and they're just looking in the wrong area. Let me tell you what, when it comes to our safety and us being pressured into the job, that doesn't happen with us. We choose to do what we do because we love it.
Yeah.
So we have these ladies, we just call them the church ladies. They do have a name. They actually came in last night, surprisingly, on a Sunday. They usually never do. And because I remember she walked up to me and I seen Calgary guy, and I was like, oh, and like ran away from them. They're like, don't be scared. I was like,
oh, they gave me they came into shade on Saturday. I got a bath bomb and some chocolate.
Yeah, us too. So we call them the church ladies. They come in, and what they try and do is give us a gift and talk to us in hopes that it will get us out of the stripping industry, because they're obviously not very educated on where, sex trafficking comes from, because it definitely doesn't come from Shade and Diamonds. The rules there are so tight. Like, it's the best club to work at, because like some guy touches you, they're out of the club. Like, there's no in between anything happening. No one's even being pressured to be there. We're fucking asking for work there. Like, we are. They only pick the best of the best girls, so like it's not trafficking whatsoever.
Nobody forces us to do this job.
But like, I'll tell you what, like getting a chocolate here and there and like a flower, that's fucking rad. Just don't try and lecture me about God.
Yeah.
One girl,
we don't need to be saved.
One girl walks up to them, and she's always been known for being sassy as fuck. She's super sassy.
Weak.
Yeah, I know. She walks up and she grabs the bag right out of her hand, and she says, "Is there full-size chocolate bars this time?" And the girl's like, "No, there's chocolate." She didn't burp, but she's not that cool. She's like, "No, there's not full-size chocolate bars, but there's chocolate in there for you. So like, take a look." And she like opens it up, looks at her, and she like pulls out this tiny little reason. She's like, "What is this? A reason to live? Because I don't have one." And threw it at her. And I was like, I've never seen someone disrespect someone so much over free chocolate. Like, holy fucking shit.
Oh my god. Wow.
It was a good night though. And then they started getting us better chocolate after.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Oh god, but you know what? Small dick energy, the last time that they came in, that guy that I'm seeing, like, instantly looks at them and tries to start like a little political fight. He's like, "Oh, I'm a Satanist," and they just start getting into it. And I'm like,
it sounds like he would do something like that. He's so annoying.
I know, and I'm just like, I'm trying to spend time with you and not have any drama. And like, do you think I sit there and argue with them about like sex trafficking and what we know versus what they know? No, because it's a waste of fucking time.
Just take the gift, smile, and nod, and let them think they did something nice, which they did.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're being very nice, and they're nice women, and they're never pressuring or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think you should ever push your beliefs on anyone like that, but whatever. But I would never go to them and challenge their beliefs in any way, shape, or form because they're there. I think that was fucking stupid. And I was like, you're here to spend time with me, and now you're wasting 45 minutes arguing with this girl about something that neither of you are going to change your mind about.
Oh my god, that would be so embarrassing. I'd be like, I don't know him.
I know, she kept like nudging me, and she's like, your friend is neat. I'm like, I know, I'm fucking neat too. I'm probably a Satanist in some kind of way, or some kind of atheist or Wiccan or whatever the fuck I am. But would I announce it to you and try and change you? Hell no. Like,
oh, that's so annoying.
I know. It's small dick energy. It's like trying to get that big personality out when you don't fucking have one. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Just let them be nice to us. Like, even the girl who yelled at them about the chocolate, just let them be nice to us. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, if they're not doing any fucking harm, they can just fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone can just fuck off.
It's not like we have to sit through a fucking presentation. I had to do that in Mexico to get like a discounted trip when I went with my ex.
That was my dog's head again. I'm so sorry. Animal abuse.
But yeah, when I went to Mexico with my ex, we got like $100 or $200 off this like excursion that we wanted to do, but we had to go sit through this like
seminar?
Country club thing and pretend that we were married. Yeah. Good luck with me and him trying to pretend we're married, because our chemistry was just there.
Okay, one time when my parents surprised us with a trip to Mexico, they fucked up my thing, and it said Mrs. Kempin, and my brother, so they thought we were newlyweds that were traveling. And my mom's like, no, go with it. Seriously, they already gave us like 2 free bottles of champagne as soon as we walked in, all these like roses, all this free shit. So my mom's like, go with it, go with it, go with it. I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, what if they ask us to kiss? And it was right when swine flu was like a huge thing. Like I was 16 at this time. And I'm like, what if they ask us to kiss? And she's like, just say you both have different strains of swine flu and don't kiss. But we walk into our fucking room, and it's like a big heart-shaped bed. There's one bed. And I'm like, oh, my God. Luckily, we were with my parents, so we could just switch rooms, and we got so much free shit from it. But
fuck yeah.
Nothing is more awkward than pretending to be married to your fucking brother because your parents are cheap. Like
that's amazing. Oh, my God. Peggy, you are the best.
Speaking of Peggy, we will be having a special episode with both of our moms, and we would love for you to ask some questions to them. The more awkward, the better. The grosser, the better. You can feel free to ask them if they're single and ask them if they wax their buttholes, because that's funny.
Yeah.
You know damn well we do. So
our moms have been through some shit with us, so, you know. All right.
Buckley, say one thing. Just one word.
She's like, no, Mom.
She had her second round of shots today, guys. And she's doing so good. Look at her. Kruella has a heart. That's the secret today. That's the lesson we learned.
All right. I'm blind, so...
You can't read the next subject? Did you hear that? Haunted clubs. We're going to get more and more spooky the more we go. I think we should definitely do like a live seance and stuff like that. And that'd be super fun. We always do our tarot card readings. But haunted clubs are definitely something that's hugely talked about in our industry. Like... There's always a few clubs. There's always a few stories. And people always warn you when you go there, too. Like, well, careful. Like, that place is haunted. Do you have any stories like that?
Well, I know you do.
I know I do, but do you? Like, there's so many. What about Jolene? This is how we met, actually. Was the haunted club Eden is apparently haunted.
The only thing that I have is, like, a picture that, like, a bouncer took of himself. Like, he was taking, like, pictures. And like, so he was facing... his back was turned away from like the bar fridge, and then so you could see the bar fridge in the background, and you could see like a Jesus fucking Christ, his hat. You can see a really crazy reflection of like it looks like a fucking woman,
a spoopy face,
like a face, yeah.
Ooh.
And it's actually super creepy.
Is it Jolene?
I don't know. I don't fucking believe in ghosts, so
neither do I. Lots of people know this, and I've obviously shared some stuff. I collect lots of dead things. I feel like if ghosts were around, they would have definitely been like, "Hey, you got my body in your living room." Yeah. But Eden is supposedly haunted, and what I find about the story is that it's stupid. Because there's a story that a kid was crossing the street and got hit by a car, and now he haunts the strip club. Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But there's one story specifically about Eden, about it being the crazy horse or something before.
Yeah.
And a girl had hung herself in the basement. Which has pretty low ceiling, so I really doubt that. And I've been told in 4 different spots where she hung herself, so I don't know if it's really true.
Yeah.
But we decided to name this ghost Jolene. And me and Kennedy would get drunk and Catlin Catacombs, and we'd walk past where she had apparently hung herself and yelled, Jolene! Jolene!
Sing the song.
Jolene! Jolene! And all the girls would freak the fuck out and be like, no, she's gonna attack us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no.
Oh, because she's not real.
She's not real. So we were like, let's debunk this motherfuckers, and me, Catlin, and Kennedy went to the DJ booth. We went to where she hung herself, and we went to a stairway, and we tried playing with the Ouija board. Nothing happened. We were spooked.
Guess what? We couldn't contact her.
Because she's probably not fucking real. I mean, if you're going to hang yourself, you're going to hang yourself in a strip club basement. Like,
I think it was a restaurant before, but still. I heard she was a cleaner or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like that's kind of bogus. What are you eating? What are you eating? She's like me. I'm just randomly eating stuff off the ground. But there is a club in Brandon. I'm not going to mention the name because I have not cleared it with them if I'm allowed to bring them up whatsoever. But there's 3 rooms that the dancers will stay in. There's always 3 dancers. The middle room is apparently where she killed herself. And the real story is that she did try and kill herself, but she actually did die in the hospital. It was about 20-some years ago. And I was not staying in the middle room. I was on the end room. And nothing spooky happened. I didn't have any doors open or lights turn off or anything like that. But I had a crazy, vivid dream. And I could see exactly what she looked like. She said her name. And she said to tell all the other strippers to stop having seances in her room so that she could rest and everything like that. And then when we got down to it, we had asked everyone around what her name was and what she looked like, and it was her. It was the exact same name. I'm not going to mention that name because I'm not sure if that's okay or not. But it was her real name, exactly what she looked like and everything. But the only thing that didn't make sense about the dream was that there was this pipe hanging from a chain, and it was hitting the wall over and over again, and no one could explain that part of the dream, but like I could see her clear as day, and she was always staring at the pipe that was hitting the wall. But yeah, it was creepy as fuck, and I was terrified. Like, I did not want to stay there.
That's so fucking creepy.
Right?
Yeah, I was there with you that week.
Yeah, it was me, you, and Victoriaville, and my sister. She's awesome. She's gonna be doing our photo shoots for the Danger Cats. She actually got back to me about that. Okay. She's an amazing photographer. You should really follow her. Art by Dina Day. Her stuff is fucking sick, trust me. But yeah, she'll definitely be posting half naked pictures of us. So all you weirdos that are jerking off right now to our voices, go follow her and see what we look
Sexy.
Like. Are you coming yet? A little birdie told me that you have a rant.
I do. All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, my friend came over last night. She just got cheated on, and I also just recently got dumped. Actually, the day after the biggest day of my life, I got dumped.
Which was Snoop Dogg. We've never talked about that on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have not mentioned it. We got to dance with Snoop Dogg. That was pretty cool. Yeah, he contacted me through Pink Champagne, the company that I own in Saskatchewan, and he got me to book all the girls, so I got to book some of my best friends on stage, and it was so fun, and everyone did so good.
So fun. Mm-hmm. But I noticed, like, after I told him, he didn't seem that excited for me, and then, like, the day after, like, I was really excited, but I was really fucking nervous. I was like, I really need you. Like, I'm excited, but I have really bad anxiety and blah, blah, blah. And he just, like, didn't want to talk to me, like, wanted nothing to do with me. And then the day of the concert, he didn't text me at all, didn't ask me how anything was going. And then the next day, he dumped me, and he told me that he was never happy and blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Like, men, don't be fucking pussies when it comes to relationships. If you don't want to be in a relationship with a girl, then don't get into a fucking relationship with her, because, like, it just wasted so much of my fucking time. Like, we went on a trip to Mexico and everything. Like, I could have fucking went with somebody that actually wanted to be with me if,
actually had some fun, taking better pictures of her.
If
I would have kissed her more probably too.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, is it's such a huge blow when somebody tells you that they, like, never wanted to be in a relationship with you and stuff. Like, that fucking hurts. Like, it's one thing just getting dumped over something, but for them to say, like, and then for them to tell my best friend on my birthday 4 months prior to dumping me that he didn't want to be with me, and just, like, still wasted my fucking time. Like, why do you do that? And then when I asked him why he even got into a relationship with me, he's like, well, you gave me the ultimatum, either be in a relationship with you or nothing. And no girl wants to be somebody's glorified fuck buddy forever. Like, yeah, it's cool for a while, but eventually you're not going to get all the fucking benefits of having a girlfriend without being a fucking boyfriend. Like,
that's the thing, though. He would purposely act like a boyfriend. That's what I fucking hated about him, was his fuckboy activity. Like, if he was to just text you once a day and ignore you and just fuck you, like, that's what I expect from a fuckboy. But he was going above and beyond. Like, he was holding your hand in public, introducing you to his friends, and then being like, I don't want to date you. What the fuck do you mean you don't want to date me? You just spent 16 hours with me, and, like, you went down on me for 4 fucking hours and shit like that. Like, he would do all this boyfriendy stuff, and then be like, no, actually, I don't want a boyfriend because I just don't want you to date other people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just fucking garbage. Like, that is such, I'm still fucking getting over it because it's such a low blow. Like, it just makes me, I know that I'm fucking great, but it still makes me feel so shitty to know that he told me that we were both miserable. Well, first of all, I wasn't very miserable, okay? If I was super miserable, I wouldn't be with you. But, me being naive, because, if I'm going to date you, it's because I see a fucking future with you. I want to fucking date you. I want to be in a relationship with you. I'm a fucking hoe when I'm single. But
if there's anything about strippers, is that, like, when we meet someone, we know we want to be with that someone.
Yeah, we're loyal as fuck. Like, we'll do anything for you. We'll go above and beyond. Like, treat you like fucking gold. So don't take advantage of that and just use us, because it's fucking bullshit.
It's annoying.
It really is.
Oh my God. And you'd be so surprised with who's open to having an open relationship.
Yeah.
Dude, like, actually, when guys have a serious sex addiction and they're just cheating and cheating and cheating and cheating, and they get caught, and girls will even be like, Do you just want an open relationship? Like, if you really want to make this work, do you want an open relationship? And they'll still say no, and they'll still fucking lie about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been cheated on a lot. So obviously the first thing that I thought was maybe there's somebody else, which I still don't know. And I'm not going to make any assumptions. But always in the back of my head, I'm going to be like, maybe there was somebody else that changed that. I don't fucking know. But it's weird to all of a sudden go from like 0 to 100 pretty fucking quick.
Exactly. When someone should be so stoked to have a girlfriend who's so hot she's dancing for Snoop Dogg, you would think like he'd be a little bit more stoked, and he just wasn't at all.
I feel like he was purposely treating me like shit so that he didn't have to break up with me, so that I would break up with him or something. And which is also a bitch fucking move.
We were at the concert. You said that. You're like, I feel like he's just doing this so I'll dump him. And you're like, maybe I will. And then before we knew it, he fucking dumped you. And we're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It should have been you. You should have been on the power because he's fucking turd. I want to say your name, but I'm saying it with my eyes, so I hope you can see it because I know you're fucking watching.
Yeah, so
Zach's friend.
Oh, wow.
I don't give a fuck. I will make enemies. I don't care, but you're automatically my enemy when you don't make me come, and I'm sorry.
I should have saw the red flags. Once he stopped going down on me, I was like, what's going on?
Ugh, gross.
God, fucking missionary sex for 10 minutes every 2 weeks? It's not.
Oh, half the reason you got together with him was because the sex is good. So, like, when that dies out, what's the fucking point of being with someone who's just gonna treat you like shit and not make you come?
Yeah. So, I mean, I know I'm better off, but fuck. Like,
it
what
sucks,
a waste of time.
It sucks wasting time. Yeah, I know. That's the last thing that I said to Tony, too, was like, I'm mad because you wasted my time. And I think that's garbage. I'm like, you should have dumped me a month earlier. He's like, but it was your birthday. That would have been rude. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Dump me on my birthday.
Exactly.
Maybe I could have met the love of my life on my birthday. Who fucking knows?
Or when I gave you the ultimatum to fucking either be with me or go find a girl that's okay with being your glorified fuck buddy for as long as you want, then go fucking find somebody that's okay with that instead of, oh my God, making me feel like such a fucking idiot. I'm like, oh, we're so happy, blah, blah, blah. And you're just miserable. Like, cool. Anyways.
Yeah, when men say that girls are complicated, it's just because they don't understand what we're actually saying. And what we're saying is just blatantly the truth.
Communication. It's all you need.
Oh my God. Speaking of, someone just messaged me. The person I want to talk about gaslighting with. This person is the oldest person I've ever dated, I guess I can say, slept with, whatever. And I thought it would be easy peasy because older guys just get it, right? When you teach them something, they just get it. So I've been having to teach him what gaslighting is. And he's like, oh, I used to do that with my ex all the time, like when I was cheating on her and stuff like this. And then yesterday, he's giving me a shit ton of attitude and whatnot. He's being a little bitch, honestly. Go ahead. And I was like, you're kind of giving me attitude. And he's like, nope, no attitude here. You're crazy. I'm like, that's exactly what I said gaslighting is. I'm like, when someone comes to you with a small problem and you just tell them you're crazy, like, that's exactly what gaslighting is. Why the fuck why pull it on something so small, too? I don't get it. That manipulative behavior is such a big red flag. And he doesn't even know that he just set that off. Like,
oh my God, I know.
How simple was it? I was like, you had an attitude. That's all I said. And then he freaks out and he's like, he was making me seem like I was like looking into stuff that doesn't exist and this and that. I was like, well, if you look back at your text messages, you were kind of being a dick. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I can be a fucking bitch sometimes. Just tell me, like, hey, it seems like you have an attitude. Oh, sorry, like, I just woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how girls always respond. Like, if you're like, hey, you seem like you're a little bit pissy right now. Most girls would be like, yeah, I'm having a rough day. Maybe you should have asked or something like that. But, like, that shit, oh, my God, you crazy. He said, you crazy. I'm like, no, bitch. Crazy is, like, me yelling and screaming at you, and you haven't even seen that side of me yet. Like,
small dick energy. And you're not going to see that side because you're a fucking loser.
Like, I don't have the energy to waste on someone who's just going to call me crazy over something that small. I'm like, oh, God, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Just stop.
Yeah, oh my God.
I noticed that with my ex too, though. Every single time I had a problem, I was the one apologizing in the end for getting upset about something. Like, I was never, ever, ever.
This is where the comment section goes off on all the guys who think that they're right when they went through a breakup. We don't want to hear about your breakup. We don't want to hear about your breakup, how you were right, how she was wrong, nothing like that, nothing about gaslighting. We're telling our experiences, okay?
This is our podcast.
This is our fucking podcast. So we do not want to hear about certain experiences where someone else was gaslighting you. We get it. It can go both ways, but it happens a lot to strippers, okay?
Yeah.
A fucking lot. Guys assume because of our jobs that we're overdramatic and that we're sleeping with other people and every other bad aspect, so they think that they can treat us badly.
Yeah.
It's completely true.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next subject on like how and where to meet men when you're a dancer. That fucking question is still not answered by either of us because we're both single.
Yeah. I wish I gave that gym guy my number.
Right.
Except I still pulled out the stripper moves to get him to talk to me.
Buckley's eating so much wood, I'm sorry.
I was in Fort Mac and I went, how's it working out at Mac Island? Oh.
She's chewing on a piece of wood, guys.
So cute. Anyways, yeah. The most beautiful man I've ever seen in my fucking life. I even texted Hack about him. I was like, this guy!
That's what he did to my panties.
I hurt my ears again.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, I was like, yeah, working out beside him, and then I was like, he was really hot. I was really shy. Like, covered neck down in tattoos and nose ring. Okay, guys, get fucking nose rings. Every guy should have a nose ring.
Every guy should have a nose ring.
Oh
yes.
My God.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
What kind of nose ring? Though?
Silver or gold?
Yeah.
So, like here on the side or like on the bottom?
No, like on the nostril. Like
on the
a
nostril,
hoop
a
in your
ring.
nostril.
Not a stud, not
Yeah,
a septum
a
ring.
hoop.
That's what girls get.
Yeah, a hoop in your nose. But anyways, so then I was like, I'm going to grab his attention. So I went into the corner and I started practicing my handstands and my booty shaking and my wavy legs. And he comes over and he's like, it's pretty impressive. And I was so shy and I was like, thanks. And then he left and he's like, have a good day. And I was like, you too. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even ask him his name. And I was like, I'll just run into him again. And I never ran into him again. The one that got away.
That's what gym advice when it comes to girls. Guys, don't hit on girls at the gym. Just don't. If we want you, we'll come to you. Trust me. We do not want you to come to us. But the thing about going to the gym is, like, I have thought that so many times. Like, I wish that we exchanged Instagrams or something like that because I'm like, oh, I'll see him again. And I'm sure he's thinking the same. And then we never see each other. And like 4 months down the road, I'll see him again at the gym. Be like, oh, now I'm in a relationship. Oh, sorry.
Especially in Fort Mac because it's all shift work and stuff. And you never know when they're working and when they're sent home. And
oh, Fort Mac boys are so hot, though.
Most of them aren't even from there.
I know they're not from there, but all the tattooed nose ring guys are there. And it's just so nice.
It's true. There's lots of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I personally don't have a favorite or anything when it comes to meeting men. I've tried Tinder. I've had good luck-ish. I've tried going to the bar. I've had good luck-ish. But all guys end up kind of the same. They just kind of end up wasting your time and not being genuine, lying, being controlling, not respecting what you're saying, and gaslighting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to send a message to someone here. When you don't respect what someone says and you ignore them a lot of the time, it's not being cheeky. It's not being persistent. You're not respecting what they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely out of my drug dealer phase. So
oh yeah, that's something that all strippers will go through. Is every stripper kind of dates not necessarily a drug dealer but a criminal. Every girl will fall for a criminal in some way. Really tattooed, hot, mostly guys, some kind. Oh fuck yeah.
Drug dealer, I swear, drug dealers are like the easiest to date in our industry because like,
they fuck up so easily. You can be like, oh, you hurt my feelings, buy me a new Louis bag.
Yeah,
like, okay.
And it's easy to meet them in the club, and like you know, you both have like kind of the same work hours and stuff. But like I'm so over my partying phase and stuff, and I don't want a dude that fucking parties all the time or anything. Like, that's why I want to meet a dude at, like, the gym or something. So, you know, at least he can get out of bed in the morning and take care of himself.
Exactly.
And if he can afford a gym membership, he probably has a job. So, that's a bonus. Because I'm not being anyone's sugar mama ever again, that's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe we can turn this question is, where would you want to find your ideal man? What does he do?
Yeah.
I would love to find... Look at this dog. She's chewing on something. It's so cute. Listen.
She's like
so cute. She stops. I keep telling myself one day I'm going to meet a circus performer, which I did, and I'm not going to say his name. And it worked out really well. I thought we could make performances together, and it'd be dope. I really want to date and be with someone who performs in some way, shape, or form and understands what I go through so I can understand what they go through as well. It's just better that way. We can work on each other's performances, always give advice, always working on something in the future. I like that. I like that aspect of someone. It's not just always going to the gym or going to work or something like that. Look at this fucking dog. It's so
I'm
cute.
not gonna lie. Fucking right now, I'm still a little butthurt about this breakup. So I can't even think about dating right now or like who I would even want to be with. Like I just want to be with myself. Like my fucking vibrators are enough for me. I got vibrators and a dog to cuddle with.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, like after Tony dumped me, I was like, that kind of sucks. I'm like, I have the cutest puppies in the world.
That's why I didn't even get Tinder. I'm like, I don't even need another headache in my life right now.
I know, like when you have dogs and cool best friends and like a podcast and shit to do, like there's no time for men.
No time for men.
Nope.
All right. So that brings us on to our next topic. Our dogs.
Our dogs.
Our dogs.
Our dogs. I've been a dog mom for a long time. I adopted Bonnie in 2011, I believe. Uncle Hack is waving at the puppy. It's so cute. She was an all-star dog. She was the best. She could understand anything and everything I said. She had a fan group. She was loved by everyone. She was an amazing dog. She had passed in July. So when I adopted my new dog and she had gotten pregnant, I told myself that if one comes out looking like Bonnie, like this one here, that I had to keep her. So I did. I currently have 3 dogs. I have Whiskey. I've had her for a very long time, 9 or 10 years now.
She's a pretty princess.
She is a very pretty princess. She likes to yell a lot. She's half beagle, so she'll go at you for no reason. And then I adopted Hooks I fostered her 3 days after Bonnie died, and then I adopted her about 2 weeks after because I just needed that dog around, a cuddly dog. And then she got pregnant like 2 months later. But I've always been into rescuing. I've always been into it. I will never pressure anyone to buy designer bullies and shit like that. I think that's garbage. I'm very against breeding, even though I did breed my dog once. I wanted to experience puppies once in my life. I'm very against commonly breeding all the time, selling them. I think it's gross. I don't like pimping your dog out. Rip me apart in the comments. I don't fucking care.
Well, you didn't sell your puppies for a huge profit or anything. It was just the cost of the shots.
Do you want to know how much I made off the puppies? with all of their shots, I paid for their first round of shots and all of their puppy pads and everything of probably minus $200.
Yeah.
There was 4 puppies, so the stud got 2 and I got 2. I sold 1 for $300.
Yeah.
And then I kept her.
Everyone backed out first because you were just going to give them away.
I was going to originally give it to my sister, but she thought it was half French bulldog, not English bulldog, so she thought it was going to be much smaller. Yeah, so originally the plan was to give the dog to my mom, my sister, my brother, or my ex, and no money was ever supposed to be exchanged. So I'm very against people breeding dogs for money. I think that's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And then last summer, I convinced Cassie to adopt a dog. I was so excited. As soon as she brought it up, I was like, do it.
Yeah, we were driving home from Grand Prairie, and I just went right online, and I was showing her pictures, and I was like, what about this one? And that's where I met Harold.
Yeah. And the one that, Diego.
Yeah.
There was another dog that looked like Diego, and it looked exactly like Hooks, the dog that I have now. And I think that was kind of a sign as well.
Yeah.
You know, that we all have these amazing dogs together.
Yeah, seriously, Harold is like, oh my god. My friend was even cuddling with him last night. She's like, if I had a dog like Harold, I would never leave my house. I'm
How
like,
old is
it's
Harold?
really hard. He's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's adorable. He's like a basset hound. All of our dogs have short legs. But
yeah.
he looks like a corgi beagle thing. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's...
I could find, like, when I went to Vegas, I kept trying to find everyone's dog's name on those stupid Vegas things that have people's names on them, because obviously I can't find stripper names. Like, Kennedy and Kruella were not existent. So I found so much
Weird.
Harold stuff and Harry stuff, but I couldn't find anything small enough for his fucking collar until I found this one poker chip. Yeah, it's so
he
cute.
fucking lost that somewhere in the yard. I gotta go find it.
God damn it, Harold! Did you use your thumbs? Fuck yeah!
Oh my god! Yeah.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Should we save these 2 topics for next time and just go right into questions?
Sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Okay, Kennedy's blind, so I'm just gonna keep naming off the questions.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking too much though, so you feel free to answer first, and then I'll answer
sure.
after.
I just can't read anything. I'm like.
So these questions are all from people on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything like that. I did not mention any names because people didn't get back to me quick enough if they were okay with their Instagram names being mentioned. But I will mention if it's a friend who said it. All right. So this is actually one of my close friends who used to work with me in a t-shirt shop called Murdog asked me, what's our opinion on the stripping laws in Saskatchewan?
Well, I don't really have an opinion because I'm not from there and I've never worked there. But I mean, it kind of sucks having a whole province that you can't strip in.
Mm-hmm.
Having to jump a province to go in.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not prostitution. Like.
Yeah. So a lot of you may not know this, but in Saskatchewan, the Bible Belt here, it's the only province in all of all of Canada to not have any stripping whatsoever. And I mean, when I don't say no stripping, I'm like, no stripping. When you show up and you are a licensed dancer there, you can't even take off your coat. So the way that we would get around the rules is that we would show up to work in our bikinis. And it's fucking cold in Saskatchewan. It gets to -40. So like when you show up to work in your bikini, you got to run from the car to the club. And I'm not even joking, in your fucking bikini, because if you take off your coat in the club, it's counted as stripping.
Oh my god.
I've had friends who have had tickets because they went behind a curtain and removed a glove during a burlesque like performance. A glove.
You fucking harlots.
Yeah, it's when you're a licensed dancer, which, okay, stripping in Saskatchewan isn't legal in general, but when you do strip, you can strip in someone's house, so you can do private parties. To do that, you have to have a license. As soon as you're a licensed dancer and you go into a licensed establishment like a bar and you take off any piece of clothing, it counts as stripping. That's how stupid the rules are.
Oh my god.
They finally made it legal this year that if someone is a licensed dancer and their hat falls off, that they won't get fined.
Oh, good.
They just finally changed that law. Like, oh, thank God. Like, their hat or their weave or their wig fell off. We're not going to give them a $500 to $2,000 fine for stripping.
That harlot's stripping all over the place.
And the rules are so vague that it says, like, as soon as you start making money in a sexual fashion, like, or if you start dancing sexily, then it becomes illegal. So you can show up and you can stand there. But as soon as someone thinks that it's sexual, and it depends on who thinks it's sexual,
I was just gonna say,
then it becomes illegal.
What's sexy and what's not.
Exactly. But the rule in Saskatchewan was that there's no stripping whatsoever. For 6 months, they allowed stripping. We could strip down to pasties and a thong. So when we could strip down to the pasties and thong, we could go out in outfits and then finally strip down into that outfit, right? They had made it illegal, and their only excuse was that every agency in Saskatchewan that has dancers is owned by Hells Angels. When they said that, there was only 2 agencies that were running. One was closing down and one was mine. And I'm like, I'm more than 400% sure I'm not HA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fucking sure they don't even allow women. I'm not sure on that. Like, I have no idea because I've never really been around clubs that much. But, like, what a shit excuse.
Yeah.
What a shit excuse. Like, oh, all the club owners are owned by HA, so it can't be allowed. Like, even if they were, that's not a good enough reason.
No.
Yeah, so the laws in Saskatchewan are stupid. That's all we have to say about it. Fuck that.
Alright.
Fellow fan who's a big fan of you, she says, how did you beauties become who you are?
Well, you know, I fell out of my mom's vagina. Fabulous.
Tequila and glitter.
Tequila and glitter.
And dogs and stuff. And
daddy issues.
It's
Lots
just
of daddy issues.
It's being yourself and embracing all of your flaws. If you want to be awesome, believe you're awesome.
I was always known as that bitch in high school that just like spoke her mind, and I was never scared of like what people thought of me. So
yeah, and you still have that mentality, which is absolutely great. One of the reasons that you're my best friend.
Yeah. So
someone wants me to talk about my oddity collection. I feel like we'll do that another day when we have more time and something more interesting to talk about, because I haven't bought anything new. Tips for baby strippers. This was one of our friends. She had said this. She's a fellow danger kitten. Yasmin Swallows. I'm a huge fan of her. She's got a fucking shit ton of personality on stage. I love her, but she wants some tips for baby strippers.
Baby wipes are your best friend.
I'm sure she knows that by now, though. Yeah.
But, I mean, other baby strippers, like how baby? Like newborn strippers or?
Born.
Because, you know, okay.
Give me your wallet.
If you're going to go on stage, a lot of them have black lights. You don't want any fucking toilet paper hanging out anywhere. Because trust me, it's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Always check for tampon strings, too. Because that happened to me one time. This guy was making it rain while I was twerking on stage. And then I got on stage. He's like, you're on your period, aren't you? And I was like, oh, I forgot to tuck that up. So, yeah.
Yep. Other than staying in your own lane, don't cause any drama, and try not to be annoying. Because, like, no matter what, new girls are going to be annoying. I know I was annoying as fuck. But, like, you're so full of aspiration. You want to learn so much, and we get that, and we were like that at one point. But the worst thing to do is to go up to a dancer who's been doing it for, like, 20 years and just stressing them about teaching you and stuff. Don't do that to them.
Yeah.
Find a girl who's closer to being new. Find a feature dancer who's on the newer side and ask them for some advice.
Try not to get too drunk. Try not to get too fucked up. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive home. Don't go home with customers.
Don't drink and drive goes to fucking everyone. And I mean this heavily. I'm not even fucking joking. I'm so sick of this.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. But last time I went to, they sent some girls home who could barely fucking walk, and that really pissed me off. Like, really pissed me off. I hope these girls are watching. Stop fucking doing that shit. Like, holy fuck. It's so, like, you're a stripper and you just got buttoned up for 6 hours. How can you not afford an Uber?
But also those girls work in a bunch of clubs, so we're not trash Pete's by any means.
Yeah. I cut him.
No, you're not.
I'm not. It's just someone sent someone home and I was like, they can't go home.
Yeah.
They can't.
Anyways, you know, don't be going home with customers. Don't fucking just be smart.
Just be smart.
Use your head.
Yeah, use your head. Slow down. Stop with the drinking. We know you're nervous. Calm down.
I mean, you get a little fucked up sometimes because, like, who am I
yeah.
kidding?
And fangirling over your favorite dancer is not a good way to get in their good books. And sitting there and, like, just fangirling like an idiot, like one of the guys on the front row and just being pervy and stuff. We don't want to hear that. Like, yeah, if you want to tell us we're a great dancer, awesome. But if you come up and you start slapping my ass, you think that I'm a sexy hot bitch and stuff.
Stop slapping asses.
I'm not going to want to teach you anything. I'm not going to want to talk to you. I'm not going to want to help you sell dances if you keep trying to sexualize me and think that that's what I want. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you find a guy attractive at work, how do you convince him that you're actually interested in him and not looking for just money?
Don't dance for him.
That's as simple as I put it too. When I like a guy, I'll usually just ask for his number, and if they ask for a dance after, I say that will ruin it, or we can go for a dance, and I'll let them decide. And half the time they will still go for the dance. And you're like, you're not gonna get that date now.
Yeah. Very no about dating customers. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be a customer, be a customer. If you want to be a friend or maybe whatever, then don't spend money on me.
Yeah, I definitely think that when you buy a dance, you lose your chance. 100%. It's like,
but that being said, if you think a girl is pretty, you're not gonna have a chance with her if you don't buy a fucking dance. Like, we will let you know if we tell you that we think you're awesome and want to hang out with you. Like, don't just think that every girl that's attractive and you want to hang out with her, she's gonna hang out with you if you don't spend money on her. That is not what we mean.
Yeah. I'm 100% sure that guys know the difference between hustling and real attraction. And if they're too stupid to know the difference, then you shouldn't be going on a date with them anyway. Or they're too drunk to be asking, and they won't remember you. So it's hard. It's hard for a stripper to date anywhere because we are subjected to so many men, 100% all the time. Our Instagram, our Twitter, at work, surrounded by men harassing us for our attention.
And we know lots of girls who do go on, like, who meet their men that started off as customers. So this isn't talking about every stripper either. This is just us. Mm-hmm. Us personally. Yeah,
we're very different.
Yeah.
We're very different compared to other strippers.
Yeah.
These questions are more based towards me, so I'm just going to ignore them.
All right.
Best sexual experience. When your dad came in and gave me $6,000.
That's right.
That's what you fucking get for asking those stupid questions. Biggest turn on. When your dad comes in and spends $6,000.
Money.
Yeah. And then what made that sexual experience good? Well, when the $6,000 touched my hand. That's when it got good.
I like money. If you want us to answer sexual questions, you can PayPal us and we'll answer all your questions.
Hell yeah.
Through the DMs, but you gotta send us money for that.
We might even be nice.
Yeah, maybe. I'm so blind.
Do you want to do one more question?
Sure.
Okay. What issues do you find men have with you dating a stripper? Like, what's the biggest excuse that you find?
Jealousy. Definitely jealousy. Yeah. Like, there's lots of trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all. Trust issues.
I had one guy who cheated on me so much that he told me he felt it was okay because he figured that I was also just cheating because of my job. And, like, that is true. A lot of guys will just assume that you are lying to them. You are sleeping with these guys. You are doing dirty things. You are texting these guys. You're lying to them in general. They will think that, and they're just too pussy to say anything because they're so happy dating a hot stripper who makes their own money. It's not true. We're fucking faithful.
Yeah.
We fucking get so caught up on you motherfuckers. We get so caught up and you make us cry in the change room and we don't have time for other boys.
We don't make any fucking money.
God, like, trust me, like, out of anyone in this universe, strippers hate men the most. You don't have to worry about us cheating because we find most of you fucking repulsive.
It's true.
In the nicest way. Please come spend your money on me. But in all seriousness, we experience so many different kinds of men. Like, I've run into 40 different guys who remind me of Tony. And then they get drunk and they say something, and I'm like, maybe Tony was like that too. And when I say Tony, I mean every ex, not just Tony. But yeah, it's very hard to date. I think that Kennedy is one of the most charismatic people that I've ever met. She has this super magnetic personality, and guys get obsessed with her all the time, but then they never want to follow through. Because it's hard to date a fucking stripper. It's really hard to date someone who gets naked for other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 I guess that takes us to the...
It's been a fucking hour, guys.
It's been a fucking hour.
I hope you had some fucking fun.
Of us rambling on.
I have to pee so bad, and I'm sure this dog has to pee too.
Make sure you follow Danger Cats. Well, obviously you probably do already. Follow me at Kennedy _Rose on Instagram. Kruella Kraken.
Buckley doesn't have an Instagram, but you can message me if you want some pictures of her. I will probably send them to you anyway, because I'm weird like that.
PayPal us if you want to talk about sex things.
Or buttholes, or whatever.
Or buttholes.
Okay, bye!